Hey everybody, I'm Jimmy Rance. Today I want to talk to you about a few things, one of these little Cracker Barrel kind of things where we just sit around a table and just shuck and jive. Okay, first of all, first news, our tournament that we had of the best situation comedy, in your opinion, you voted, you determined the winner. Well, our winner was the Andy Griffith Show. So I closed that out at about a little after 24 hours. I let it run, and Andy Griffith barely won. But I noticed that even though the polls closed, people are still voting, and now MASH passed up a little bit the Andy Griffith Show. But I don't care. It's over. When I call and I name the winner, it's over. You can vote until your ass starts gapping like that. It's over, okay? Andy Griffith won. So today I launched a new tournament. I hope you guys will participate. It might be something fun because it has to do with something that we all like to do, and that's called eating. We all like to eat. We all have our favorite foods. So I thought I would throw together like a little contest, a new tournament that's going to feature the best restaurants, I guess. Probably more on the lines of, not eloquent five-star places, but just places that we eat all the time, okay? So today we got that going. There will be 8 polls altogether, and we'll get down and we'll eventually weed everything out, and we'll find out who the best restaurant that the Jimmy Rance viewers like to, places you like to eat at. So, okay, now I want to talk about something a little different. Nothing thrilling. It's kind of thrilling to me, but the other day I mentioned on a short video that a gentleman came by, the man that I sold my 2 RVs to. I was holding a couple of chairs that go to the fifth wheel, and so he called me up, said, Jim, can I come over, stop by, and I'd like to pick up those 2 chairs. I said, absolutely. So he comes over to the house, and he notices that I have some generators that are in the box, never had fuel in them, no oil, no nothing, and he was interested in buying them. And I said, yeah, I'll sell them. So we agreed on a price, and he bought them. And he says, this was like on a Friday, he says, I'll come back on between Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I'll pick them up, okay, pay you and all this. Okay, that's fine. Well, he came by, I think it was yesterday. And he bought the generators. He saw some other tools and stuff that I had, like a pancake compressor, and I had a table saw. I had some other stuff, a lawnmower, a miter saw, and he wanted to know if I'd sell them to him, and I did. I'm trying to turn my house back into a house and not so much like a Costco warehouse. I'm kind of decluttering, getting rid of stuff. But I'll tell you something that was really interesting, and this don't happen often. At least it don't to me. But while we were talking, I was just kind of joking around. He was there, his son's, I think it was his son's wife, very nice lady. And I said, yeah, well, I guess today, because he was buying all kind of stuff out of my garage. I said, well, I guess this is Jim's garage sale day. And then just jokingly, I said, you might as well just buy my house. And, he looked at me and he goes, would you be interested in selling your house? I didn't know if he was serious. And I went, well, if we can agree on a price, yeah. So he said, well, do you have a price in your mind right now? And I said, well, I do. And I gave him the price. I said, now this is a firm price. This is it. There ain't no, it's as is where, there's no nothing. Okay, he says, well, do you mind if I look around? Could you show us your house? And I'm thinking, oh my God. Now this is a businessman. He's a very wealthy man. He can do what he wants to do. I mean, he bought 2 of my RVs from me, just boom. Well, anyway, we looked at every square inch of this place. I told him the good. I told him the bad. I was honest about everything. I told him, yeah, I need some new carpet. Yes, I need a new 6x8 deck that needs to be replaced. I told him everything. I showed him everything. And then when it was all over with, he goes, I'm really interested in buying this house. He goes, because every once in a while, that's what I do. My son and I'll buy a house, we fix them up, and then we sell them, and I try to make a little profit off of it. So I'm interested. He said, let me go home and I want to talk to my wife about it and I'll get in touch with you a little later on or whatever. Well, he left and he came back about 2 hours later. He called me. Now, we don't have an answer from his wife yet, okay? But he said that, I'd like to ask you one question. I said, yes, sir, what is that? And he goes, well, what about your roof? How new or old is your roof? I said, oh, well, I just had a new roof put on not that long ago. It's a 50-year warranted roof that I had put on. And boy, he really liked that. And I said, yeah, we had a bad hailstorm. And not only that, but I had the hail that kind of busted out a patio glass door. So right over there, I got a brand new, really nice patio door. Some of the hail was so big, big tennis ball type things coming down, man. It was beating up against my house. It damaged some of the masonite boards on the side of my house. So they tore all that off and they replaced it. I mean, they really did a good job. So I told him all of that and he goes, well, look, he goes, the way we can do this if you want to he goes, I have my best friend. He's a lawyer and I have done this before. He's been an attorney. He deals with this kind of stuff every day. And what we can do is we can eliminate some middlemen and it'll put more money in your pocket, if that's all right with you. He says, what we'll do is I will we'll go to the attorney, both of us, we'll talk to him, we'll understand fully everything, the language and what we're doing. And I'm going to wire you the money directly to your bank. He goes, I bank at the same bank you do. And then after that, when the funds are delivered, you'll sign a quit claim deed over to me. And now I'll own your house. Your money will be in the bank and then you can do whatever you want to do. And I'm thinking, holy crap. This might be a real thing here. I mean, all I'm doing really is I'm just giving him 2 chairs that I owe him for the 5th will. But now we're talking about he wants to buy generators. So I sell him these generators. And he's looking around and, well, I need that. Okay, would you sell this? Would you sell? Yeah. I don't need all this crap, chop saws and table saws. My building, all that's over with. I already did all that. I don't need all that stuff. You know, I'm almost 72 years old. What am I going to do? Go start flipping houses again? No, I'm not doing that. I am trying to downsize. I'm trying to get rid a lot of the prepping paranoia out of my house. I don't need 5,000 cans of tuna fish in my bedroom, and I can't even put my grandchildren in a bedroom because I've got 50,000 cans of tuna fish in it and 8,000 cans of beans in another one and enough wire in a bedroom that I could wire all of Colorado Springs. I want to turn my house back into a house. I don't care. Now, you doomsday preppers and you feel like, oh, stack it to the rafters. Yes, stack it up. Just turn your house into a warehouse. I'm not going to do that. I did that for 14 years. I'm not going to do it anymore. So what am I going to do? I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff. Now, I'm going to be prepared. I'm getting off into another subject. But I'm not going to be John Wayne Rambo prepper anymore. I'm tired of it, guys. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of every time you turn a corner, there's a boogeyman around. Anyway, all I was trying to do is get these chairs to this man, which we did. He bought the generators. He bought a bunch of tools. And now he's interested in buying my house. So he called me up the other day, yesterday, and we were talking. He was asking me about the roof, and we started talking. We probably talked a half hour, 45 minutes, just chewing the fat. I've known this man since 2017. I've done business with him. He's done business with me. We trust each other. So it's all cool. So I asked him because I was real curious about this because I thought, well, maybe he's just kind of talking. I said, if you want to buy my house, could you give me a timeline of when do you think you would like to buy my house? And he goes, well, Jim, I'll tell you what, I'd like to buy your house within 30 days. If I talk to my wife and we want to take this project on. And I thought, oh, wow, 30 days? And he goes, yeah, 30 days. He says, because what I'm going to do with your house is I'm going to take about 70 grand and I'm going to start repainting and I'm going to re-landscape your yard and I'm going to throw new carpet in here. I'm going to rip up some of your floors. I'm going to put in some new flooring and I'm going to bring it up to date to as modern as I can and I'm going to try to sell it and flip it. And I said, well, man, 30 days, huh? He goes, yeah. He says, I'd like to do this in the summertime because it's going to probably take me a couple months to do everything that I want to do to the house. Then I'm going to put it up and I'm going to sell it. So that's where I am. I don't know if he's going to buy it or not. I'll let God decide. I said last night, Lord, if you want me to stay in Colorado, this man will go away and he won't be interested in buying my house. If you want me to go to Mississippi Gulf Coast, go back to God's country, go back to paradise, to one of the greatest states in the United States. I know a lot of you people disagree because you've heard a lot of bullshit about our state, but it's a lot of that, what happened 100 years ago, it ain't really happening today. The Mississippi Gulf Coast is fine, man. It is fine. I would put the Mississippi Gulf Coast up to just about any place where you live. Don't care where you live. Anyway, I don't want to get off on that. I don't work for the Mississippi tourist industry, but I don't know. I'm thinking about going home where you can conceal carry, don't need a permit. It's a place that's a little slower than the rest of the country, which is all right. When you get to be old, you don't want to be out there, juking and jiving. You want to just be cool. If I want to get on a boat and go deep sea fishing, I can. My best friend lives there. I have family lives there. I know the coast. The money that I buy here, which is really interesting to me, the money that I'll give for this house, when I get to Mississippi, I will go and pay cash for a brand new house and still have 100 or 200,000 left over to throw in the bank. Just sitting there. All my bills are paid, everything. Everything that I got, I own. No mortgages, there'll be no nothing. I think as far as like property taxes, I understand I'm going to have to pay almost nothing. I pay thousands here to live here, No HOA, no none of that crap. And I'd probably live in an area that'll be by my best friend where we can go fishing, soft shell crabbing. We want to get on a boat and go out to Ship Island, we can do it. If we want to go to the casinos, we can do it. If we want to barbecue every day, we can do it. If we want to watch movies together and just sit around and bullshit like we used to do, we can do it. We can have a life. I feel like I'm dying in this house. Everywhere I look, still going on 9 months. I see my wife everywhere. I'm tired of it. I'd like a new start if I could. I told the man, I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to sell a lot of stuff. If you tell me you're going to buy it, I'm going to start selling all kind of stuff. Guitars and this and that, Blue Eddies. I'm selling all kinds of stuff. Survival stuff. I said, when I leave, I'm just going to take a suitcase, my dog, my guns and ammo, maybe some jewelry, maybe some gold and silver with me, and I'm leaving and I'm dragging. Everything that's left is yours. You can keep it, sell it. Is that all right with you? He goes, no problem. Whenever you leave, if you just leave with a suitcase, that's good enough. And everything's left behind, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. What a deal, man. That's great. That takes all the stress off of me. All I got to worry about is just driving and getting home safely and then try to figure out how to pick out a nice house. It'll be almost brand new, if not brand new. And I'm going to be far enough off the coast that if one of those big barometer hurricanes roll through, I won't have to worry about it because I'm going to be far enough. I'm going to be away from bayous and rivers and the beaches. It's that tidal surge is what wipes you out during a hurricane. So, look, I'm going to wrap it up. I just thought I'd bring you up today. Y'all go vote. Go vote and tell me what do you... Like today, we're voting on like hamburger chains like McDonald's. I think we're voting on Burger King. We're voting on Culver's and Wendy's. Now, Culver's is not everywhere. It's a good little restaurant. It really is. They make the best little fish sandwich that I've ever had. It's a cod. Man, it's so good. Delicious. It's just like... what do you call that place? In-N-Out Burger. They're not everywhere, but later on down in the poll, that'll show up. And some of you may or may not have eaten there because it may not be in your area, but that's okay. We're going to get down to the best restaurant that you guys like. So I hope you'll play along. It's a lot of fun. It gives me something to do, and I hope it gives you something to do. And y'all take it easy, take care, and always remember, and Hal, this is for you. I am Jimmy Rants. Take care. Only Hal knows what that means. Okay. Later.